Kellaway'S.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. My very special guest is Bryen Willems today. Hello, Bryen.
Hello.
All the way from Louisiana.
That's right.
Or Tamor now.
Tamor now, that's right.
Tamor, darling.
Is that what it's called?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. But I remember when I moved down there, they'd say, "Oh, you're from Tamor." "Oh, yes, I'm from Tamor." Tamor, love.
Yeah, that's why we're there.
That's why you're there. How long you been down there for?
About 7 months.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Why the change?
Because my wife retired from Westmead Hospital, and we grew up in small towns. We're not used to the big city, and we never got used to it.
Yeah.
So that gave us the closest. That gave us. We could still be close to the kids, sort of.
Okay.
But close enough.
Not too close. Yes.
I didn't. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, close enough.
The grandkids would be the right distance away.
Oh.
The daughter said, "Oh, that's too far for the grandkids." I said, "I reckon it's about right. About an hour. That way you can drop them off on Friday.
Yes.
You can pick them up Sunday night.
That's nice, yeah.
We can spoil them, give them back to you.
That's right.
But
whip them into a frenzy and hand them back.
But we're too far away to pick them up from school every day. So that was the...
There's a bit of smart thinking
Yeah,
there.
a little bit there.
Wonderful. Well, we were talking about Louisiana.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Louisiana.
Louisiana, that was one of the gags we used to call it. Like Missouri, we call it misery, or... Yeah.
What brought you to Australia, and how long have you been here for?
Oh, we moved here in 1985.
1985.
30-something years. What's it, 33 years.
Yeah, okay.
We had friends that moved out in 81, and they liked it, and it was involved in a church in Louisiana, and they had a connection with the church here.
Yeah.
And there was an internship going, so we ended up going to ministry.
Right, yes.
So we moved out for that. And that didn't work out, but we never went back.
So you were going to go in the ministry?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have a Christian faith today, but I didn't realise it was that serious, so to speak.
Yeah, it was that long ago. So
wow.
And that was, anyway, we did that for 3 years, and when it didn't work out, we just didn't go back.
You stayed?
Yeah, we stayed.
You glad you stayed, mate?
Well, we want to be now. Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've got your citizenship, haven't you? You did that recently?
Nah, 91.
Oh, who was I thinking did it recently? Oh, I don't know. Could have been anybody, couldn't it?
Hunter Owens did recently.
Okay.
He was from Virginia originally.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Hunter and Susie
91.
Owens. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. Susie Owens. Yes, yes.
So he would, I think he renounced it. I've forgotten what it is, American. But we just have both at the moment. So
yeah, fair enough.
Makes it easy to travel.
Yeah. So with your music side of things, were you playing music back in the States before you came over?
No, over here is when I did guitar lessons when I was younger, but it was old style guitar lessons with they call the Mel Bay book, and the teachers I had you went along the book, but I would see television with Glenn Campbell, Mel Tillis, and Jerry Reed. That's what I wanted to play.
Yes.
I'm going, how does that relate to? As you get older, you realize, you can. That is the pathway you can take.
Yes. Yeah.
But you don't know that when you're 12 and 13 and 14 and trying to make yourself practice.
Yes.
So anyway, I did enough to play a little bit, and then when I moved out here, I met some people that played country and blues, and started hanging out with them. And then I finally realized that's what I wanted to do when I was about 35 or 36. So I started a bit later.
Only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. And Swamp Duck?
Yeah, that...
I know about the Bayou Bryen Willems and the Bay... I always get those.
Bayou Boogie Boys.
Bayou Boogie Boys.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But Swamp Duck, didn't know about that one.
Yeah, that came... I love ducks. They're the best animal in the world because they're the coolest looking swimming and flying, and they're beautiful, but they're funny as anything walking. Yeah, they don't walk.
They waddle.
And I've always been fascinated by ducks.
Yeah.
Anyway, one time had a gig at the Loaded Dog with Nikki Gillis.
Yes.
And John Lee. We did a trio and we stayed there, and the Loaded Dog's a pretty late night and a lot of fun.
Yes, yeah.
We're coming back Sunday morning and we see these ducks. And apparently, according to them, I talked about ducks for about an hour or so.
Come on.
And they said, "Stop talking about ducks." "Oh, no, but you..." And somehow Nikki's daughters heard about it, so they started calling me Swamp Duck.
My gosh.
And so that's where the name came from. So Nikki took that name and ran with it. And as she does, if she wants to get a message out, she'll get it out.
Yes.
And so that's where that came from.
All right. Well, Swamp Duck, what are you going to play for me? Something from the swamp?
Yeah, well.
Down the Louisiana swamp.
I'll try Beer and Lipstick.
Love it.
And so, let's see if I can remember it.
Okay, we'll see how you go.
Beer and lipstick, rouge and wine, never mix them to have a good time. Beer is strong, lipstick sweet. Girl, you know you knock me off my feet. How did I know you'd catch me? How did you know I'd want to get caught? Well, you got me. What'll we do? I can't leave, girl, stuck on you. If I had a lead player, how did I know you'd catch me? How did you know I want to get caught? Well, you got me. What'll we do? I can't leave, girl, stuck on you. Beer and lipstick, rouge and wine. Well, let's mix them, have a good time.
Woohoo! Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, I reckon Brecky must just be about ready. I can't hear Freddie yet, but I'm sure it won't be far off.
Was he doing bacon or what?
But whatever you like, mate. Pancakes, we do a lot here at the Kellaway'S.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with plenty more of Bryen Willems, so don't go away. How would you like to win a guitar just like this one? Well, you can, and it's so easy. Pop onto the Breakfast at the Kellaway website and click on the competition link. Order yourself a Breakfast at the Kellaway's mug and have a photo with it, somewhere interesting and unusual, and send it in. It's that easy. You've got to be in it to win it. You're back with Jane Kellaway and Bryen Willems. Bryen, I'd like to talk a little bit more about your country music.
Yeah.
I know you've got a couple of albums out there, which we might just bring up right now that people can see. Now, what did you say, you were 35 when you started?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so why country? Was it just, I know you said about your guitar playing and things, but what was it about the country music that you really loved?
I think country music, I love the lyrics and the stories.
Okay.
And there's always there's always a turn of phrase or a twist that's not in other kinds of music.
Yeah.
And you can say a lot of things controversially, quite subtly, that you can't use. Other forms of music don't express that because they're not as lyrical. They're not as and and the different moods. So the other thing about country is this song may be sort of a jazz swing thing. This may be a rock beat. This may be a waltz. This may be a polka.
Yes.
All these different sorts of music feed into country, and the lyrics kind of make it country, but you bring all these different influences in.
I love that.
And blues as well. So, but if you're a blues artist, you don't have as much variety, or whatever, any sort of other music you do, you don't have the same variety. With country, you bring these other influences in and mix it up with good lyrics, and that's
Very
what it does.
And when did you discover you were a songwriter, mate?
My wife discovered it.
Okay. Did you write poetry? Because that was what Fred used to do for me. He wrote poetry to start with.
I wrote a gag poem at it was a function, and we had to, I've forgotten what we had to do, something funny, and so I wrote a gag poem because my wife's Karen is 2.5 years older than me. She looks younger, but she's older.
I was going to say, she doesn't look like that, no.
We used to look the same age.
Yes.
Now I look a lot older than her, but she's older than me. I used to just tell folks that one of us is a lot easier to live with. I ain't going to say who, but that must be what it is. And so it was a gag poem, and I can't remember the poem at all, except the punchline is, "You'll always be older than me."
Yes.
And so she said, "You need to start writing some songs."
Okay.
I went, "Yeah, all right, whatever." And then I was studying. I know this sounds convoluted, but I'm also an accountant, and so that's my other job.
Yep.
And so I was studying for my CPA with a mate of mine who was a guitarist and a singer, a musician also. Yeah. And so to procrastinate study, we were supposed to study together. We'd write songs.
Love it.
But we're meant to be studying. That's how it started. Yeah.
Wow. And what about him? Has he continued on with his songwriting? And
not so much. But we tend to write together. We tend to I don't know why, but it just happened. Like Hello Beer came from, I was going to his house. We were going to play some bluegrass.
Yeah.
It was a stinking hot day, and he lives up Richmond way. He handed me a cold one. I said, "Oh, Hello Beer." And we looked at each other and went, "There's a song."
There's a song in there. Doesn't take much, does it, mate? No. When you're in that frame of mind, it doesn't take much.
No, that's right.
Well done.
And that was it.
Very good. Okay, so I know you're a swamp duck.
Yeah.
I know that you could have been a preacher.
Yeah.
You are an accountant. What else could you tell us that people might not know about Bryen Willems?
Oh, now
Now you got to really think, haven't you, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot more, I don't think.
No. How long have you been married for now?
Oh, well, I could do that. That's we were married in '84, so 34 years.
No way. Okay,
two kids.
2 kids, yeah.
Yeah. They both just got married this year.
Did they?
One in May and one in August.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you only would have had to have paid for one from memory. So you got you
it's
did both.
A different world now. But I gave them both the same amount. So whatever it was.
Doesn't matter, mate.
It seemed like
the
right thing to do. It didn't seem fair to give this one this much and this one nothing. And it went, we just said, "Here's how much you're getting."
Yes.
If I were you, I would have it in the back garden. We'll put a barbecue on.
Yeah.
But they never do.
No, they don't.
But
they don't.
We didn't. But my mother-in-law tried to get us to elope for the same reason. We didn't pay any attention.
What can you do?
Yeah,
what can you do? Listen, I would love to hear a gospel song. Do you mind playing one of it?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't write it yourself, I don't mind.
No, that's
I'd
right.
love to
I
hear.
definitely didn't write it.
That voice of yours is just beautiful with gospel. Which one are you going to do?
It's just Closer Walk.
Yeah, that's on that one there.
I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk, dear Lord, close to Thee. Just a closer walk with Thee. Granted, Jesus, this my plea. Lay me walking close to Thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. This world of toils and snares, when I falter, Lord, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? None but Thee, dear Lord, none but Thee. Just a closer walk with Thee. Granted, Jesus, this my plea. Lay me walking close it alone, let it be.
Breakfast at the Kellaway'S is heading off to Norfolk Island next year in May for the Country Music Festival. Why not come with us? Click on the Kellaway Country icon on the website for all the details. Welcome back to Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. We're into the final session of today's show. Bryen, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you just tuned in, Bryen Willems, everybody. You've got about 10 minutes and that's about it, but you can rewind it and watch it later. Mate, I would love you to sign a very special guitar for me while we're here. So can you pop that one down, please? We might do this so I don't forget it. Make sure I don't bang anything. Now, this is signed by all the artists that have been on the first season of Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Lots of great signatures there.
Great.
And we give this one away. So you've got to buy yourself a mug like this one. Pop onto the website. Yeah. Have a photo with it, somewhere interesting, unusual, and send it in. And we're going to judge, not me, but some of you guys, the artists that have been here, are going to judge it. And,
great.
And they get to win a lovely guitar.
All
so
right.
you can sign wherever you like. Nice.
There we go.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll just pop that down there. Now, what have you got coming up gig-wise and things at the moment?
Gig-wise, we're at Mildura Country Music Festival at the end of September. So it's the last weekend of September through the first week of October.
Yeah.
And our band, the Bayou Boogie Boys, are one of the backing bands for the festival. So we get to play
that's great.
every day and quite a lot. So we travel together. It's quite a lot of fun. Then after that, we have about once a month we're at Shady Pine Saloon in Darlinghurst after we get back in October through December.
Yeah.
So if you check out the website, just type in Bryen Willems, but you have to spell it right. BryenWillems. There you go. .com.
.com.
So it's always up there. And then I think we have one or two more at Diggers at the entrance. There was a few around town before Tamworth.
Yes, speaking of Tamworth, going back up there again.
Yeah, we have, I'm in a show called The Highwaymen, Four Highwaymen.
Yes, yes.
I'm the Chris Christopherson character in that show. So we have two of them, and then we're scratching around for more gigs, so ring me for more gigs in Tamworth.
Excellent. So who are your other people that play with you? So
in The Highwaymen?
Yeah.
We have Bruce McCumsty and Willie Nelson, of course.
Yes.
And Alan Bowles from Melbourne is Johnny Cash, and Rob Wilson is
Rob Wilson.
Waylon Jennings.
Mate, that is really cool. How long have you been doing that one for?
Oh, we've done it a few years now, probably 6 or 7 years,
and
I think.
It's obviously doing all right.
Yeah, it does great. We do 2 shows in Tamworth. We try not to do too many, just 2 big shows, and they're always at the Lawn Yard.
Okay.
We've been asked if we wanted to go elsewhere. We said no. That show belongs in a place like the Lawn Yard, the Lawn Yard in Tamworth.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is perfect.
Yeah,
and
it is a good venue
for that kind of music, particularly. Yeah. So it's kind of, like the Bushwhackers. You wouldn't see the Bushwhackers you see them at the Lawn Yard.
Yes.
Because the music and this is sort of an Americanized version of that.
Okay. No, that's excellent. Yeah. Now, Chris Christopherson, whom you play, you're bringing out an album with all his songs.
Yes, Glenn Scarrett, who's guitarist in my band and singer, he's producing it. So we're doing it at his studio, and we're doing some of his hits, and then we're doing some of the more obscure ones.
Obscure, as in what? Just ones
most people don't know them.
Yeah, I haven't heard them.
Yeah, that's right.
So they were on like a B-side back in the day, or maybe just didn't even get a look in.
Didn't get a look in, some of them.
I wonder why.
I don't know. There's some it's great songs,
Yeah.
Great
well, there's
songwriter.
probably plenty to choose from.
Oh, there's no shortage to choose from.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, a lot of people have done tribute albums with the other ones, but no one's done Chris. A lot of people, most of his songs were covered and hits by other people, really.
Sure. Yeah.
I think Why Me Lord was the only one that he released that went to #1 in America.
Yeah.
And that he recorded, but everything else was made #1 by other artists. So maybe that's the reason it's never been. Yeah.
Well, mate, it's been very exciting having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me
today, and I'm glad that you're only down the road. We'll
have
to get together and do some songs, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
Get you at my church. I'll pop on over to yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Well, thank you. I can't think of anything else that I would like to say to you except I just appreciate your time for starters.
Yeah, no, thank you too.
Again, we've got a couple of albums here, and the website just once more was
BryenWillems.com.
And you're on Facebook and all that too, I suppose.
Yeah, just
Keep up with the
scratch
social.
around.
You got to do it, mate. You got to
Yeah.
stay out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we say goodbye and Bryen plays the last song, can I just ask you all to please tell your friends about Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Let them know that we're here each and every week. Like the page, share it, and of course subscribe. It all helps, and it helps us help you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Your song. What are you going to do?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of I love old country artists. I listen to a lot of them, and I love the whole history of it. So one of my favorites is Ernest Tubb, and T-U-double-B's. He was read a bit of his history, but he was the first. He invented electricity for country music. He was the first one to put electric guitar in a country band.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he and like Muddy Waters did with blues, same kind of thing. So it's about that same era. And this is a song that written by Cindy Walker, who was one of the legendary country rock songwriters, and so it's just a little pretty one. Put a nickel in the jukebox and let it play. My heart is loaded with pain. Take the cork from the bottle of warm red wine and fill my glass up again. So fill my glass to the brim till it flows over the rim like the tears flowing this heart of mine. While I say so long to the dreams that are gone on account of the warm red wine. Oh, a prison of stone with its cold iron bars is no more a prison than mine. I'm a prisoner of dreams who will never escape from the chains of the warm wine. So fill my glass to the brim till it flows over the rim like the tears flowing this heart of mine. While I say so long to the dreams that are gone on account